Welcome to Childcare Conversations, the podcast where early childhood leaders like you get real-world strategies, honest talk, and a whole lot of support. Whether you're running one center or many, we're here to help you lead with confidence and clarity. This episode is brought to you by this quarter's sponsor, Playground, the all-in-one childcare management software. We're all about managing monkeys and saving you time at your center. With this platform, you can. We're proud to partner with a team that's as committed to your success as we are. Learn more at tryplayground.com. Now, let's get into today's conversation, one we think you're really going to love.
Welcome back to Childcare Conversations, and today I am so excited. I don't really know where Carrie's off to, but Rob and Amanda with Playground are here to join me, and I am so excited. Playground has been our partner for this quarter, and we're going to get some behind-the-scenes discussions about what it's like to work with the folks at Playground. They now have an office in not only New York, but also in Denver. And I discovered today that not everybody works in an office, and that there are folks who work sometimes in like places like in Florida. So with that, I want to introduce Rob and Amanda. And who wants to jump in and tell us a little bit about who you are, your background, and how you ended up in early childhood education software stuff?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in. I'm Rob. Hello. And I live in Key Largo, Florida. So that's who Kate was talking about. And the way that I got into early child care, and especially the software side, is kind of unique. I knew nothing about it when I started. I was with a company and our whole department got laid off, all 96 of us. And my manager with that company, who was also laid off, knew one of the founders of Playground by way of someone else. So my manager said, if you want the best salesperson on the planet, call Rob Waters. And Daniel called me, Sasha called me, I did an interview, and they saw something in me that I couldn't even see in myself. And so we had a conversation, they hired me, that was 3 years ago, and it's been to the moon ever since.
Oh, what a great story just about what it was like to the interview process, because I'm going to guess it was probably a little weird because I don't want to guess how old you are, but there's a little gray here. So I'm guessing you're a little older than Sasha and Daniel. How was that for you? I mean, did you feel a little like, what am I doing here?
No, I didn't. It was quite the opposite, Kate. Actually, it was humbling. I realized that I was sitting in front of two young gentlemen who were absolutely brilliant and who were way smarter than me. So it allowed me to say, all right, Rob, this is a chance for you to learn a new skill, to pivot from corporate America to a startup at that time, and see how well you can do. So it was a little bit scary, but I never doubted it for one moment. It just felt right from the beginning.
It's an awesome, reassuring, because again, I agree. When I met the founders of Playground, they were still in startup phase, and so you always have to wander around. And I'm sure, Rob, we can come back to this, because if you've gone to conferences, you've probably seen, I don't know, a few software vendors, and they're the ones who were there 3 and 4 years ago are not still there. And we got new ones popping up all over the place. Now, some of them I know where they've gone. I got rumors today, so I don't know how big that announcement is. It's probably will be out by the time this episode is featured. So now, are you guys, was the plan to acquire other software companies, or did this just kind of happen, or do you know?
I'm not quite sure
Okay.
about that. Don't know at all. I really wouldn't be comfortable speaking on that.
I just wondered. I'm like going, so are they going to keep gobbling other ones up? I do like it, though, because no offense, I mean, when there's that many, there were starting to be so many in the arena that you're like, okay, I can't keep up with who's around. And, most of us are familiar with the two oldest ones that have been around. I'm just going to call them the oldest ones.
Yes.
right? Does that sound like a good, fairly politically correct,
Yeah.
okay, non poking the bear. All right. So Amanda, tell me a little bit about you, how you ended up in the New York office.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course. So myself, like a lot of other people in this office, probably also came from like kind of more of a non-traditional career path into the playground. I went to school for music. I'm an opera singer and I studied opera and I love to sing and I taught opera and I performed at like crazy places like castles in Europe and Carnegie Hall. And yeah. I
wait, wait,
know.
wait, wait. You can tell by my face if you can't see the video, I'm like over here making faces like what? Okay, so can we put you on the spot? Will you sing for us before we're done?
No.
Damn. Oh, darn. Okay. I was like,
I've heard her
wait, wait.
sing.
It'll overload the microphone. I like literally can't. You won't be able to hear it. It will freak out the computer.
Okay, so when I will be in New York in March for a book signing.
I will sing for you in March.
Okay, I'm like I'm like wait, you need to pull her on the road with you, Rob. She needs to start coming to the booth. She could be singing. You get all kinds of people coming to what's going on over here? All right, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but
So I'm sorry, I
Sure.
squirreled and totally took us off track.
It's
So
okay. It happens quite often when I reveal that tidbit about myself. But during COVID, like a lot of people, things in my industry got shooken up really bad, and I kind of wanted to explore other career paths, and I leveraged some of the skills that I had as a teacher of singing, as a performer of singing, and my own experiences teaching children and what that experience was like for me, the pain that I had. And I leveraged it with some other companies in the early startup stages as well for being like an account manager, which is what I am at Playground, helping companies grow with the product, learn the product, understand the product and how best it can suit their needs, right? And when I found Playground, it really felt like the best of both worlds. Like had my own struggles managing myself as a small business, working with kids and their parents and teaching them about how to sing and how to booking lessons and collecting money for my business. And like if I had something like Playground even for that small scale business, it would have changed my life like 10 years ago. So
so you mean you got into teaching singing because you loved what you did, not because you wanted to manage all of the back end stuff?
yeah, exactly that. So when people speak to it, I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about because like chasing after people for money is awkward and weird and embarrassing and frustrating. And yeah, of course, if we can make that better for you, we're going to make that better for you.
Mhm.
I love that. And what a great position for you as an account manager to wish you had this product and to be able to speak at it from that point of view. I just love that. So, Rob, again, I've run into you at more conferences than I joke now because when I don't see you at a conference, I'm like, "Where's Rob? You're not
Yes.
Rob." I'm like going, Rob, you got younger, you got, you lost your tan. I'm not sure what's going on here. And so tell me a little bit about what it's like. So you were at a lot of the conference booths.
Yes.
You've heard stories. I'm sure people give you all kinds of reasons why I'm not interested. But
Yeah.
when you get somebody who kind of stops a little bit to look at the booth, like they're not really sure they want the swag, but they're looking at you and they're trying to decide if they want to have a conversation, what are some of the reasons why they actually agree to have a conversation with you?
Kate, that's a great question. I'll tell you, it starts with way more than just the product. It starts with putting yourself in their shoes and seeing what they're seeing when they're walking by. You have to smile. You have to smile and it has to be genuine. You can't fake it because people can sense when you're not genuine. So just a warm smile that comes from inside because you want to know what's going on with this owner, with this director, with this administrator. Why are they looking? There has to be something. So after that smile, I'll say, "Hey, how are you? What brings you to the conference?" So I don't start talking about Playground because that would be too intrusive or it might make them uncomfortable, even though they're looking. And then they'll say, "Oh, I'm here for the seminars, or I'm here for this or that." Then I'll say, "Hey, have you ever heard of Playground?" And they'll say yes or no. Then I just start a conversation. I start speaking with them. Which state are you in? Which platform are you currently using? When they tell me the platform that they're currently using, I already know half of what they're going through. So then I can just start a talk track and aligned with them and ask a few more questions from there once the conversation gets going. But it has to be natural, it has to be real, and they have to sense that I care about them first before we even start talking about playground.
So, what are some of their what's the most popular pain point this week or this month at the last few conferences you've been to? What is it like? You're like, if I hear another person who says blah, 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 because like we talked about before, nobody wakes up on any day of the week going, hey, I want to change my tech stack. I'm so excited to do this. Like, there's a pain point and they're looking at you to solve it. So, what pain point does Dr. Rob get to fix?
Yes, well, I could give you 20 of them, but say the top 2 or 3, they have to be feeling so much pain that they are at this point. Usually it has to do with revenue or it has to do with time management, one of those 2 things. So, "Oh, Rob, current system that I'm using glitches and it goes down, and there was a deposit that got lost." "Oh, really? Kate, how big was the deposit? A couple $1,000?" "No, Rob, it was $50,000 that I lost." And I called.
No, no, no. Wait. You had a client who actually used that figure?
Yes,
Is
yes,
that
3 weeks ago.
normal?
I hadn't heard one that large before. That
I
one
mean,
took me.
that's like payroll plus. Like that's some
Yes,
serious. Oh my. Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted.
So that's okay. So now they're hurting, and then I just kind of hover on that point a little bit and ask a few more probing questions. Well, what's being done about it? Well, I've been on the phone for 2 days, 2 hours each day. No one got back to me, and I still don't have a resolution. What do you guys do? How can you assure me that this is not going to happen? Talk to me. And then I tell them about our billing, about our all in one platform, how our platform is consolidated. So you don't have as much room for breakdowns with the communication. And I've never heard that before. So that means it's never happened with Playground.
Okay, so but if that did happen, or they have an issue, they don't wait 2 hours because they get an Amanda, right? So,
Yeah,
right?
not only do they get me, but they get our amazing chat support team too. Like I'm an account manager and I'm definitely going to get involved in like really hairy situations like that. But you know, for a lot of things, they don't even need to wait for a phone call. They can get right on our chat and I know people every day they're even when I'm at conferences, they come up and say, "Well, I was talking to Adrian or I was talking to Zach." And you know, all these people on our support team, they're on a first name basis with everybody. They talk to them all day long and they really do solve so many issues before someone like me who might need to go a little deeper needs to even get involved half the time. Our support team
If
is
somebody's like me, so I'm kind of old. So I've been in the industry for 3 decades, which means, I didn't start when I was 2. So there's a few decades. And one of the things that when I run into folks that are talking about technology, it is I don't want to learn something new. Like it took me so long to learn it the last time. And if you've listened to Childcare Conversations for a while, you know we've got some other interviews with both Sasha and Daniel and with Daniel's mom. So you've
Yeah.
probably heard some stories. And if not, I'm going to tell you to go listen to those episodes because the grandma stories are just great. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there because I know Rob wants to. And, I really think there should be an animated grandma as Playground's, mascot. I'm just saying. And I have shared that with plenty of people. So this is not my first recording. But how do you guys deal with people who are a little hesitant to make a tech stack change? Or Amanda, like you're telling me people are chatting. I will tell you, my least favorite thing in the world is the built-in chats. Like I'm like, I just want to pick up a phone. Can
that
I
is
call
fair.
somebody?
Yeah. If you got your account manager, we have phone numbers. You can call us. We can get on Zooms. You can book Zoom calls with us directly from the Playground product. It's really, really handy. But
Really?
before you even get to me, you are going to get a dedicated onboarding manager too. So there is somebody there who's going to be like, first of all, it's not like you have to do all this yourself. You don't have to type in a bunch of things forever. You know, our team is there prepared with a plan to make sure you're implemented successfully, that you know how to use the product, that you feel comfortable using the product, that if you had to hire a new teacher, you could probably teach them how to use it. the app is fairly user friendly itself, but you know, especially with the people who might need a little extra help, a little extra love, our onboarding managers are so prepared to do that. Um, and they're really, really good at it.
So they can talk to those of us with like over 5 decades worth of life and go,
Definitely.
as we start to approach that 6th decade. Okay. All right. Just checking.
Definitely. When I get my
Checking.
notes over from an onboarding manager, I get the nicest notes in the world of this person, this is their concern. They're really, really excited to start their new program, or this is their struggle in the past. Hey, I think you could help them with this. And I get the nicest, like, this person is the nicest person in the world. You're going to love them. And that's so genuinely, it's not even a fake thing. Everybody on our team, from sales to onboarding, account managers, and our support team, genuinely, truly just want to help people. And I think that is the beauty of it and why it works, because it is genuinely out of a place of love.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I love that. And that's part of why I wanted to have a conversation with the two of you, because I've heard that from folks who have made the transition from one of those older 2 platforms to Playground, or maybe folks who've gone from maybe just general business platforms to ECE specific platforms. And everybody talks about how wonderful the staff is, and all of our experiences. Because again, when they were startup, the people you saw at the conferences was Sasha and Daniel, right? So like, I remember the first time it wasn't one of them and it was Rob. And I'm like, who are you and what are you doing at Sasha and Daniel's booth, right? Like, I'm like, who are you? And so now I'm like that when I go to conferences and it's not Rob. I'm like, who are you? And you can ask Rob. I will grade people and I will call and tattle on them, like, if they don't show up at the fun events. Wink, wink. So, so if you ever see me at a conference, folks, and you're at a booth, know that I will expect to see you to come to the social events. Okay. So with that, Rob, as you've got folks, they're talking to you, they're sharing their pain points. How do you help them, reassure them? I mean, is this just people with like lots of locations that come to you? Like, who is the ideal client for Playground? If somebody's listening to right now and they know they're with what those 2 platforms that I'm talking about, or maybe they're doing it themselves with an Excel spreadsheet and a piece of paper and a pencil, and they just aren't ready to make that transition. How do they know if you're the right fit?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the nice thing about Playground is because the software is so intuitive, it is an all-in-one platform. You can use Playground effectively and efficiently if you are an in-home provider, family childcare, or if you are an SMB provider, 1 center, 2 centers, couple of locations, or if you are a large, what we call enterprise program, which could be 7, 8, 10, 20, 100 centers. Our platform is customizable. So therefore, you can use what you need to suit your needs, and what you don't need, you don't have to use. And I will add, many providers that I speak with will tell me, Rob, I'm using one of the top 2 or said 2 or other 2 or whatever you want to call it.
The
And
oldest 2. I'm just going with the
oldest,
oldest.
there you go. I shouldn't say top, right? Because we're the top.
Exactly.
And they'll say, well, I think it does that, but I don't know if it does that. Or I'm only using it for this. I'm only using it for time and attendance tracking. And I think you will never hear a Playground user say that, because we outline what we do up front. And we make all the tools known to you, and then you can intelligently determine what you need for your customized model. So no matter where you stand today, where your feet are, Playground is a good fit because we actually care, and because the company culture is such that we care. There's no adversarial relationships internally between sales and support like it a lot
What
of
about
other,
Denver versus New York?
only in a healthy way. Only healthy competition. But we would, as Amanda so eloquently stated, we are truly a family, not just in word, but in deed. And that's part of the reason that I'm still here after 3 years and plan to stay until I truly retire.
Well, I love that. And so one of the things that I just want to share, so for those folks who are listening, first of all, enjoy your holiday. If you have actually listened to this on a Thursday, turn us off and go eat your turkey, and you can come back to us tomorrow on Friday. So we know when this episode is dropping. And one of the reasons that I did want to specifically share this episode with Rob and Amanda and all of the folks at Playground is because family is awesome. And Playground wants to be part of your business family. So a lot of childcare centers, most people I know, they got into the industry because they love children. They want to help children. And that's that started even with the root of this software. So when Carline was started, it was started entirely from a family need, and you guys are just part of their family. So add Rob and Amanda to your family. And if you haven't listened to the episode with the co-founders, Josh and no, Josh wasn't on the episode, Daniel and Sasha, go do that. And then if you want some even more fun, October 2nd was when we aired the episode with Daniel and Josh's mom. And so she tells some behind the scenes secrets. And that's a lot of fun. And hopefully you'll enjoy this episode with Amanda and Rob. And you have enjoyed the episode earlier in the month with Hannah. And over the next month, let's see, in December, we've got some more Playground users that'll be coming. We've got folks like Tim the Trainer, Beth Cannon will be joining us during the month of December. So if you got something new out of this episode, please share the episode with somebody who needs to know. In the show note links, you will be able to schedule a time. Yes, you have Rob's calendar link to be able to schedule a time to have a conversation with Rob. If not, go find Rob or any of the Playground folks at an upcoming conference. And if you haven't seen them by March, make sure that you come to the National Child Care Association conference in Memphis at the Peabody Hotel, because there will be some book signings. Because also, if you haven't met Sasha and Daniel, one of them will be there, or maybe both will be there signing their book, More Than Tuition. And we would love to have y'all join us in March. And I know that's a long way away, but book your tickets now, because first of all, you get to take that expense in 2025 for the plane tickets. See, I'm a wink, wink. I'm going to help you out with your taxes. And we hope to see y'all then and there. Don't forget to drop any questions you have. Text us through the app, the Buzzsprout app. And you can always leave us a review if you want. Have a great day. We'll see you in a few days.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks for tuning in. We love bringing you real talk and fresh insight from the world of early childhood education. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay connected and catch all of the latest episodes. And if you're planning a conference, training, or special event, Kate and Carrie would love to speak to your audience. You can learn more about their keynote sessions and workshops at kateandcarrie.com. If you learned something today, share the show and leave us a review below. We'll see you next time on Child Care Conversations.